Hello. We are going to talk today about the artists from Lepenski Vir, about those big figurines, stone figurines and altars. And we have a little help of our computer and photographs. So, Lepenski Vir culture is most known for its those monumental figurines. They are in the shape of pebbles, mostly, and just a little bit carved, so they had that initial shape. Okay, so this is a poster that I made in 2014 for the night of the museum. And we have here, it's written, "Welcome to a tea party." And this is a water fairy, that's her. I have it on this mug. This is Big Mother, or progenitrix, or, well, ancestress, whatever you call it. And this is Adam. Okay, now let us see those figurines. So, they are, there are about 58 figurines altogether at Lepenski Vir, and they are dated from about, they were made in the 7th millennium BC. For example, 6,500 or 6,300, something like that. That's the layer, that's the phase of Lepenski Vir 1B. And all those houses already have their specific shape. So I told you a few days ago that those figurines were found in the houses, 1, 2, or more, not in the all houses, but at Lepenski Vir. So we don't have figurines at other villages of that culture. Okay, this is the most known. Oh, and something else. They were made from sandstone, and they took that from the river Boljetin, Boljetinka or Boljetin, for example, 14 kilometers from Lepenski Vir, and probably brought that stone by little ships, or how do you say? It doesn't matter. Okay, by river, not by plane. So this is the Big Mother, and this is the way Big Mother is represented in Mesolithic and Paleolithic times. So you know Willendorf Venus, so they have similar shape. I'm not talking about how they look like, but the shape is like a pebble, okay? And we're going to trace that later on in Neolithic times, in different cultures. The canon of beauty changed. So at the beginning of Neolithic times, in Starchovo culture, you will see we have steatopygia, and that means upper part of the woman's body is normal and the down part is very big. Okay, and those were goddesses of fertility. The sizes of those figurines were from about 25-30 centimeters high up to half a meter. So the biggest is family founder. We're going to see him now, and he's about 52-53 centimeters big. Okay, so what's characteristic? Their faces. Their faces and the whole body was a mixture of anthropomorphic look. That means they have eyes and nose and everything normal, like a human, but sometimes The mouth looked is fish-like. It looked like a fish, and also they had, some of them had something like scales. Okay. So as for this figurine, Ancestress or Progenitrix or the Big Mother, we call it Praroditeljka in Serbian. That is a lady that's giving birth. This is a moment when the baby gets out from her body. So she's even putting her hands and maybe pushing her belly to ease that moment. Okay, her fingers look a little bit like a bee, like a bee queen, you know. Maybe because of fertility, because the bees are a symbol of having a lot of children and fertility and things like that. Okay, so it's very strange. Those faces are the most strange moment here on these figurines. They are like crying, you know, not in the sad, but maybe in frightened way or something. But and she, Ancestress, and this one, and this is Water Fairy, are the two goddesses, okay, feminine deities from Lepenski Vir. So when I say god and goddesses, it's like a kind of a deity. It's not in our sense today. Okay, we basically don't know. We just can suppose what their religious system looked like, but we never can say it was like that exactly for sure. Okay, all those names that are going that I'm telling you were given in the 60s when Srejovic and other archaeologists were digging and did those excavations of Lepenski Vir. Okay, so this is Water Fairy, maybe because she has a hair like a fairy. So look at the eyes, the nose, and she has those down the eyes, but her lips are her mouth is very sturgeon-like. Okay, we were talking about those sturgeons and the importance, and maybe she has those like scales, her body. Okay, so here are the Big Mother, Progenitrix. That is in situ. In situ means found, talcal. So this is how they were found exactly. Okay, and she is, you see, she's the only figurine that's not vertical. She is like this. She has an angle. That means giving birth. Okay, and this is Danubius. Danubius is one of a couple, 2 or 3 main male figurines. Danubius, family founder, Adam, for example, those are like main male deities. Okay, this is Danubius. So his eyes are a little bit different, and but he's and he has like a here you cannot see, but he has here like a black backbone or something. So he really looks like a fish. His shape of his body is very fish-like. Okay. This is just a second. This is family founder. So this is the biggest figurine. I told you 52, for example, centimeters, and it is considered to be the first monumental figurine in the whole history of art. That means the head is shown bigger than the normal size. Okay, we have, of course, at that time in some other cultures, heads. Okay, representation of heads, but those figurines are not that big. So look at the mouth. He's very specific, and he's beautiful. Why they did that, and how they did so they didn't change the shape of that boulder, of that uh, round stone that they had. Maybe because of that we can feel the strength that is, you know, getting from the figurine. Okay, and I deal with a lot of persons and people that are very specific and have some I don't know how to say, uh, uh, they understand the energies. Okay, so one of them told me that at the Ancestress, the place where babies go out, and the mouth here, the mouth of family founder, are the strongest points on the whole, uh, those sculptures from Lepenski Vir. Okay, doesn't matter what we have more. Um, okay, for example, this is a sculpture white sign. I just wanted to show you that they're not only like anthropomorphic, so they look like people, like men and women. No, you have some just ornamental signs. Okay, for example, no, this is Adam. This is the first figurine, oldest, and only his head is carved, but the body, it's still a pebble, like they found it. Okay. But they are all, you know, those half opened mouth, and it's like they're screaming. I don't know how to say. Okay. I'll put it bigger. Okay. So this is water fairy, and the back part of water fairy. This is family founder. This is Adam, Danubius, and the big mother, or the ancestress, or progenitrix. Okay. So we think that all those figurines had to do something with their ancestors, and with some specific religious system that they had, and that they were symbolic. Okay, but basically archaeologists, you know, just suppose what could be. Okay, this is a medallion, and it looks like a labyrinth. Okay, it's very nice, geometrical, those decorations, and some of the scholars think they look like a human brain. Okay, it's very interesting, it's nice, and it's big. It's big. Those things are big. Okay. This is, for example, Chronos, the name of these figurines. And the decoration on the pebble is very shallow, you see? Not that dramatic as the other ones. And this is, for example, the name of the figurine is Head with Decorations. I don't see a head here, I only see decorations, but you have a look later. Those photographs will be at the Facebook page Seven Rivers Earth and Prehistoric Module. Okay. So this is a last look from the house 44. This is so the water fairy and the last look, I have my favorite sculptures. It's so beautiful. It's I don't know. It's out of time. It's just beautiful. And all those figurines maybe are have similarities with Brancusi and Henry Moore in the 20th century. Okay, and this is deer in the forest, okay, also geometrical. This is Cyrene, not very beautiful, but looks a little bit like, I don't know. I don't like it very much. Okay, that's it. This is in situ progenitrix and water fairy. You see how big is she? So you see hands that are taking her out of the ground. And now, those are figurines. Now we're gonna say something about those altars. So most beautiful and the biggest number of them is at Lepenski Vir. We have some, but not that much decorated, at Padina, Hajdučka Vodenica, Vlasac, and on the other side Koine Turkului, and the Romanian side. Okay, I have to hurry up. So some of them are carved like this. We have the recipient, okay. This is how this one looked like on the ground. So this is that fireplace. This is the house, okay. Here is the Danube. This is the fireplace, and in the center of the house is that altar. Okay, but we don't have traces of fire, of ashes. So they may be served for some kind of a libation, and that is sacrifice, a liquid sacrifice. Okay, we were talking about that. And I will show you just the others. You have them in some different shapes, you see. Maybe it was a kind of a mortar. It was a kind of a mortar. Not at that time, they didn't still have cereals. A bit later that came at the later stages of Lepenski Vir, but maybe, I don't know, some weed or the grass or something. They were, you know, grinding or whatever. And last one is the most common shape. It's like this. It's very oval. It's very in this shape. Okay, so what's interesting? We have altars that upper part is not decorated, but the down part that is in the floor of the house. So they first put those elements and then like poured that concrete around it, that a little bit reddish concrete. We were talking about that. So the down part that they didn't see, we don't see that, that's in the concrete of the house, was decorated as if it was supposed to be seen by the ancestors that lived down. So it's a complicated religious system. We still are not very sure what it is, but just that would be for today. I'm going to take just a little bit more, but you can see now how it looked like. We are going to talk again about those things, but just for the first time, I think it's enough. So, hope you like it. Take care. Stay safe and have fun. Till tomorrow. See you.